Residents of one Massachusetts community wanted to make their neighborhood a little greener, and the idea bloomed into a movement. We Tree Boston's volunteers are today's everyday advocates, making a difference in their community. What started as a small project in the shadow of Kathy Griffin's high-rise building.
When I did it, I thought, I'm going to plant a couple of trees and walk away. This will be great. That's my contribution.
Ultimately led to a neighborhood-wide initiative and a nonprofit called We Tree Boston. Kathy and volunteers take once barren cityscapes and plant trees, giving the streets and corridors of this West End community new life.
People are just so appreciative that someone's doing something. We'll have people stop us every time we're outside, and they're just like, thank you, this is great.
Kathy's passion for this project sprouted to new heights during the pandemic.
During COVID, there was nothing happening indoors, and I thought, this is great. I can actually get people together outdoors to do some work, and we can all feel good about getting back, and yet we can be safe.
Bostonians grew to love the idea.
And you have little kids and older people and every gender and every race. It's just very life-giving.
We Tree Boston also plants signs encouraging people to volunteer to help spruce up the area one tree at a time.
We do mulching, we fix the fencing. Our biggest volunteer need is to water trees. So we have people that volunteer to come water the trees 3 times a week, 15 gallons each time. It's a pretty good commitment, and that's amazing, and that's what we need most.
The organization works with Northeastern University to help solve its water woes.
We partner with Northeastern University's Mechanical Engineering Department to develop a portable watering solution, because one of the real hard things in a neighborhood like ours, if you're in a high-rise, there's no hose outside, so it's been very difficult to find places to get water. We also worked with Northeastern's mechanical engineers to develop a deep watering solution. When you have a tree that's in rocks and cement and sand, it really needs to hold on to the water. So they developed something for us to do that.
I want to talk about the process of actually finding the land and planting the trees. Can you take me through what that whole process looks like from start to finish?
Just trying to figure out who owns the land is a difficult thing. Property lines are difficult, but so 1, finding out who owns the land, then 2, making a relationship with them. And we started here at my building because obviously we knew the land, the management team, and we could work with them. And it's kind of been slowly that we've had other people introduce us to their management teams and then kind of tell the story. And now that people see the results, it's a little easier. So we have to find land, then find an owner willing to let us plant. And then we work with arborists who help us identify what kind of tree would work well in the spot that we have, and then help us find a nursery to source it from.
What is it about trees that made you want to create an organization around it?
I was working 1,000,000 hours, and there's trees outside my window. And I would find myself at times just looking out, and I realized, wow, they really do help with mental health.
Growing evidence suggests an association between access to urban green space and positive mental health and well-being.
If you imagine, you walk down the street that has trees on it, and you kind of relax a little. If you turn the corner and it's a street that has no trees, it just kind of makes you feel unsettled. So if you think about all the people that have mental health issues, giving them a space where they can have a tree that might just help calm them a little is really, really important. And then there's obvious other, they capture stormwater, they capture pollution, they capture carbon, they help reduce heating and cooling costs.
And in a few short years, We Tree Boston's accomplishments blossomed, and that momentum is not slowing down.
So far, we've planted 22 trees. We have another 14 going into the ground this spring. We've planted somewhere upwards of 36 seedlings. We've planted over 200 daffodils. We hung up the 100 Christmas wreaths. We put solar lights on 12 of our babies last year. And we can all make a difference. And sometimes you think about it and it's just daunting. Should I recycle everything that I use? And what do I do with my used clothes? And it becomes a lot. And I think locally you can look out and say, okay, I can help water a tree. I can spread mulch one day. Anytime you give comes back to you 100-fold.
If you're interested in volunteering or want more information on how to start a similar initiative in your neighborhood, you can find the group on Instagram at We Tree Boston.